C'est la soul, Jazaiwan Ariala.
I'm so elated. I'm so glad I'm here through tribulation. We made it to another year.
It's a blessing just to see another year in the truth, and it's a blessing seeing other Israelites here too. Sitting back like it's a trip, seeing things unfurl. So many faces I don't see that fell back in the world. Call a lawyer Howard, definitely in the name of the King. Christ rule everything around me, that's the motto we sing. 12 stepping at the feet, screaming death to the beast. Full submission to the Abba as we turn to the east. Another Passover, these nations know we coming back over. I used to hear about the end, but now we that closer. Bitter herbs for them bitter days. When thinking back, I kinda feel away. I kinda miss Jake. Sometimes we gotta go our separate way. Take no offense to what I'm finna say. He made no mistakes. Unleavened wine, but in moderation. Toasting my congregation. So many didn't, but we actually made it.
I'm so glad I'm here through tribulation. We made it to another year.
I count my blessings that I'm still standing. Sometimes this flesh be getting so demanding. Don't wanna ever take this gift for granted. Had it not been for your Howard Shaw, I wouldn't have it. Man, grace and mercy, I was never worthy. Your living water got us never thirsty. Never thirsty. You the lamb, you the sacrifice. We ain't deserve it, but you gave your life. You did that. So here's a toast, this represents your blood. The second Adam, cause of you, we made it out the mud. Fresh girl with a fresh dew. Bump these thoughts, man, like we do this to impress you. That's it. Melanated, we the real Jews. Deuteronomy 28, we done paid dues. First fruits, that mean we top tier. Mom and pops, we done made it to
I'm
another
so
year.
I'm so glad I'm here through tribulation. We made it to another year.
Shabbat Shalom. Grandma, Mariah, Kassad, Baya, Franklin, my son Yeshaya. See y'all in paradise. Most High willing. Some of the rest of y'all. The water Yahweh. Tribe.
Israel, where you at? We are RG Flex.
My name is Kassan. We about to have some fun.
My name is Ida. We give all praise to Yah. My name is Awaya, and we got something for you.
My name is Zakaya, and we're gonna bring that fire.
All praises to the Most High. We the chosen, we the Israelites. We serve a Mashiach Yahushua. We do this for our people, we gon' get it right. All praises to the Most High. We the chosen, we the Israelites. We serve a Mashiach Yahushua. We do this for our people, we gon' get it right.
All praises to the Most High. His name Yahweh and his son named Yahweh Shai. Yeah. We always wore our fringes and they wonder why. We're trying to keep these laws, we ain't trying to die. Nope. They tell me I'm a color, I know that's a lie. I'm from the Sea of Jacob, I'm an Israelite. Turn the other cheek, no, I'd rather fight. These holidays, yeah, there's something that I don't like. Chose to see heathens cringe when I touch the mic. K-Son, never been, I'ma do it right. We gon' show the youth the truth in and out the booth. I wear the rare fresh skirt, then a tailor suit. RG Flex, we the generation up next. Deuteronomy 7 and 6, we above the rest. We the best, I ain't talking DJ Khaled. Righteous with the raps, we don't even need no ad-libs.
Everybody put your hands up. Everybody put your hands up. Put your hands up to the sky. Now scream if you know that you're an Israelite. Yeah. All praises to the Most High. We the chosen, we the Israelites. We serve a Mashiach Yahushua. We do this this for our people, we gon' get it right. All praises to the Most High. We the chosen, we the Israelites. We serve a Mashiach Yahweh Shai. We do this for our people, we gon' get it right.
You know that I am the greatest. Shout out to the young kings, y'all made it cool for me to say it. Shout out to your Quatazai, yeah, it's a celebration. Dressing all white, tell them haters don't be hating. We don't do this for the fame, yo, we do this for our nation. Don't call yourself a color, Yasharala must awaken. Public schools are teaching information that's irrelevant. They teaching Jews are white, they're insulting my intelligence. Disconnect your television, TV, and reality. Corrupt communication, they push homosexuality. And worry about the bullies, cause we fighting principalities. We generation flexing on these devils like the Maccabees. Deborah of the bunch, Hadassah in my pedigree. Yeah, I know my role, that's why my brothers, I'ma let them lead. Don't let them keep you in the dark, my people, yeah, we gotta read it. That's so all praise to you, how we the best, we the chosen seed.
All praises to the Most High. We the chosen, we the Israelites. We serve a Mashiach Yahweh Shai. We do this for our people, we gon' get it right. All praises to the Most High. We the chosen, we the Israelites. We serve a Mashiach Yahweh Shai. We do this for our people, we gon' get it right.
Hey, shout out to the sons of Jacob. Shema Israel, we gotta wake up. You know that is your riot on the beat. All the mother nations weak, eat a mice and never fade us. Everybody put your hands up. Everybody put your hands up. Put your hands up to the sky. Now scream if you know that you're an Israelite. Yeah.
My name is Zakaya, and I approve this message.
Yeah. You know, I would say my name on this intro, but I feel like everybody does that.
Jamie on the beat, boy.
And I ain't everybody. Special. Yeah. I'm dripping, my friends just gleaming, my brothers too. Demons and niggas scheming, my point of view. Flocking these women be when you know the truth. You gotta be sleeping if you don't know we Jews. Nice with the precepts, you know I keep a few, keep a two. Gotta watch your backs from all these wicked dudes. They want your soul. You better know they celebrate you when you up and isolate you when you low. They watching from the bleachers while we on the court. Those not keeping no laws, not my kind of sort. Lost some friends and family, I charged it to the game. View my life, I assure you we are not the same. My team is on, they know it too. Everybody talking, but we show improve. Yeah, we show improve. It's time our nation rises up, we got a lot to do. My team is on, they know it too. Everybody talking, but we show improve. Yeah, we show improve. It's time our nation rises up, we got a lot to do. We dodged a couple bullets, but we still enduring. I got a little wisdom, but I'm still pursuing. Prince of Yasharala's in my blood, dawg. Know that strength comes from heaven, that's my plug, dawg. We get it out the mud, that's just the way we know. Shout out to Ash and them brothers out in Mexico. We keep it 100, applying the pressure. The wicked is running, compare them to lesser. I need me an ass to give me the tool. I'm going to work like I'm fresh out of school. I can't drop the ball, the works of a fool. I'm feeding my soul, spiritual food. You only work backwards, envying me. Put in the work and put on for your team. The physical shell, spiritual beings already got trophies. We covered the rings. My team is on. They know it too. Everybody talking, but we show improve. Yeah, we show improve. It's time our nation rises up. We got a lot to do. My team is on. They know it too. Everybody talking, but we show improve. Yeah, we show improve. It's time our nation rises up. We got a lot to do.
I've been obsessed with belts for a long time. I wear a belt every day, and there was like 3 things that always drove me crazy about belts.
Yeah. Never make a promise you can't keep.
Cornmeal, these niggas sound crazy.
Try. Yeah. It's for everybody out there looking for that 15 minutes of fame. Sometimes it just ain't enough.
They don't celebrate you till you on or you gone. Been grinding all my life, tell the truth, I was just trying to be known. When you don't make it to the top, that's on my tribe, I swear you fall all alone. Now that my numbers and my views is going up, I'm getting calls on my phone. Unless they real, I swear they never celebrate you till you on or you
I
gone.
joke a lot, but I could be for real. I swear I miss my nigga Young B for real. Chapman's pour some Hennessy, I need a drink for real. The future gone, my nigga never got to ink a deal. Lost the goat, the streets is cutthroat. Second guessing cause we keep on coming up short. Before my grandma passed on Dave, I was in the booth. Almost lost my fire ride, now I'm in this truth. They don't love you when you move in wisdom. They only care for what you got to give them. I didn't sign so I didn't benefit them. They expected me to lose but I got beneficial. I wouldn't let nobody write my narrative. Want the truth whatever it is. Trusting people, yeah that's been an issue. This just another rags to riches story. The only difference I'ma give you how all the glory.
You on or you gone. Been grinding all my life, tell the truth, I was just trying to be known. When you don't make it to the top, that's on my tribe, I swear you fall all alone. Now that my numbers and my views is going up, I'm getting calls on my phone. Unless they real, I swear they never celebrate you till you on or you gone.
They don't care if I'm the hardest. My baby stay gon' show me love regardless. Grab my past, I swear I wanted to be heartless. Malik and Shea Berry, Mariah at my darkest. Where my brother, he got on and he got ghosts. Left me bitter, that's my nigga that I love most. Why my niggas, why they always seem to turn on me? I ain't gon' lie, that shit hurting me for eternity. Though I ain't perfect, I can learn to be. That rule came and changed me eternally. If niggas say that I didn't love them, then they lying. When they almost killed my nigga, I was crying. Some homies wouldn't, but I roll with you. So many days up in that stew, I share my soul with you. I see my old homies turn Hollywood. It's just the kite to let you.
They don't celebrate you till you on or you gone. Been grinding all my life, tell the truth, I was just trying to be known. When you don't make it to the top, that's on my tribe, I swear you fall all alone. Now that my numbers and my views is going up, I'm getting calls on my phone. Unless they real, I swear they never celebrate you till you on or you gone.
trying to get rid of us, but still our spirits hold strong in this land of lust, in this land of murder. Flooded our homes with them drugs, gave us guns, then expected us not to murder. Damn, a cold game, these crackers playing with us. They perfected sadistic, just another statistic. They won't see me dead, all my blood dripping, but I can't never fold. The righteous always bold. These LA streets cold, and they don't love you none. My little homie lost his life when he found a gun. Trying to prove to the set, lurking in the field. Had them squeezing on triggers, Call of Duty for real. Living in the midst of hell. Agenda after agenda aimed at us, won't see us fail. They give us school or the county jail. They give us school or the county jail. And that's real. You either gonna be a mental slave or a physical one. Pick your poison. They snatched the mind but kept the body strong. That's why we mentally weak, but always smoking strong. Was never taught how to lead our people, we follow on. Deceitful tactics, our enemies use the art of war. I'm talking Sun Tzu, what would your son do when you ain't coming home? And there ain't no food, mama been away, been a couple of days. The homies on the block, out there selling rock and running from the cop. This ain't a dream, homie, this ain't a movie, you can say that for the screens, homie. This our real life, we got real strife. In the army of the Lord, I want real strife. That's how I'm coming now, respect me when I come around. Drake said, thank me later, nah, nigga, thank me now. I want my flowers, I'ma smell them too. In this land, young man, you either eating or you turn to food. Have your name on the shirt or written on a stone. Having to talk to your kids through that prison phone. This our real life, this our real plight. You need to get it while you're here, cause they'll forget you when you gone.
You see this world and get hit by itself, nor the beat. Despite your hypotheses and your ideologies, seeing this truth, man, I'm rock solid G. Into until there's no more breath in me. Take the good, no matter what the lessons be. Cause I'm knowing that my father be testing me. But my forefathers schooled and they plant the seed. So I remember the days, and I don't forget, I die daily. Now my flesh ain't acting shady, plus my precepts gravy. No help me with me till I find the right lady. Head wrap, skirt long, patient to get to know me. Ain't got a lot of days cause she love me only. Go out and handle business and come home to my homie. I'm just playing, she got love for the most I too. That's what really make me wanna hear her say I do.
Wherever we go,
Think about it.
whatever we do,
Think about it.
whatever we say,
Think about it.
all we do is honor you. Whatever we do,
Think about it.
whatever we say,
Think about it.
wherever we go,
Think about it.
all we do is honor you.
Never mind what the heathens do. Take a walk, sunshine, just me and you. From the era, got a honey, go and get your food. I'm the one, I can never be a number two. Ha ha, let it rock, you don't need to make up. Now I take it OT just to get the cake up. Precept the new sword, hold my people wake up. The well and chillin' on the low, I'm like my father Jacob. Whack, fact, and kick. One day at a time, lining up the bricks. Keep making dumb moves, kick against the bricks. Look at Satan, he on the wicked tip. Got a couple brothers in town, it's time to take a trip. Couple bottles in the fridge, gotta take a sip. Couple hundreds in my name, about to make it flip. Try to play the game right, watch your brothers get they turned on Christ.
Wherever we go,
Think about it.
whatever we do,
Think about it.
whatever we say,
Think about it.
all we do is honor you. Whatever we do,
Think about it.
whatever we say,
Think about it.
wherever we go,
Think about it.
all we do is honor
Lord, we honor you fully. We know the difference between straight and fully ready to restore the order and put it back as it should. Bring respect to the name as only we could. See, I'm tired of the BS, so excuse the mean mug. Got my eyebrows raised, ready to catch phase. We only take our orders from the ancient of days. Find out who you are, and you might be amazed. Get with the program and stop running in place. Pick up the book and start turning the page. Get your real blessings, stop burning that sage. Unlock your the K. You see, we ready for a war, ARs and AKs. Get your knowledge game up and come up out of the maze. We the most high's finest, not rash of the cage. Grab your crown, homie, as we set a new stage. Living by these laws, we can all get paid.
Wherever we go, whatever we do, whatever we say, all we do is honor you. Whatever we do, whatever we say, wherever we go, all we do is honor you. This is the letter to the daughters of Zion. Wipe your tears, baby girl, why you crying? You say he treat you wrong and he constantly lying. He put you on them slave ships and shackled you with iron. He put you on them auction blocks and sold your ass for wine. And every time we talk about him, you always on his side like, wait, don't do that. Cause if you talk about him, I might never get my boo back.
I'm right for you, for you. I'm trying to change my life for you, for you. Baby, I wanna change my mind for you, for you. You know that I am down for you, I'm down for you. I'm right for you, for you. I'm trying to change my life for you, for you. Baby, I wanna change my mind for you, for you. You know that I am down for you, I'm down for you.
Wait, hold up. Baby girl, you a queen. And me and you together will be great cause I'm a king. I'm 10 toes down, you picture perfect like a dream. I'm 10 toes down, you picture perfect like a dream. Now I'm on some, took a minute just to know some. If it's me and you, I can promise that you gon' know some. I'm just not your average man. I'm not here to be booed up, I'm trying to show you your worth. I hope you understand.
I'm right for you, for you. I'm trying to change my life for you, for you. Baby, I wanna change my mind for you, for you. You know that I am down for you, I'm down for you. I'm right for you, for you. I'm trying to change my life for you, for you. Baby, I wanna change my mind for you, for you. You know that I am down for you, I'm down for you.
Nah, I know you down. Come on, come around. I know you wanna change your mind. Yeah. This is the letter at the Zion. Wipe your tears. Yeah.
How y'all doing today? On this cold, semi-gloomy, rainy day. How y'all feeling? Oh, today we hope that we can uplift your spirits a little bit with this praise song. But before we start, we're going to have Bishop Izar come and blow.
Izar Allah. Izar Allah.
Testing, testing. Come on, put your hands together. All right, before we start, can y'all please stand up on your feet? We want y'all to join in with us, clap your hands. Feel free, feel good today. This song is called Highest Praise. Today we're here to give the Most High the highest praise. Y'all feel me? Yes, let's do that. They're going to turn it up. Come on, y'all. Put your hands together. Turn it up a little bit more. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Turn me up a little bit. Yahweh's high above the heaven. Yahweh's high above the heaven. And His glory above the nation. Yahweh's high above the heaven. And His glory above the nation. Give Yah the highest praise, acknowledging Him always. And all the people sing hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Turn me up a little bit. Come on, put your hands together. Yahweh's high above the heavens, and His glory above the nation. Yahweh's high above the heavens, and His glory above the nation. Give Yah the highest praise, acknowledging Him always. And all the people sing hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Come on, y'all. Hey. Praises to the Most High. Thank y'all.
You already know how we rocking. We back to back with it.
Ace Banks on the track.
Con. Hey, we ain't had to do them like this, man. we're into, there's no need to guess. A lot of these niggas is fake, all in the way, they just a part of our test. Don't fold. Big guy, big top, big chain, big watch, big fringe. Gon' take this world, just watch. Big drip, big script, big flip, big gang, whole world, bow down, Israel, true kings. Big guy, big top, big chain, big watch, big fringe. Gon' take this world, just watch. Big drip, big script, big flip, big gang, whole world, bow down, Israel, true kings.
I don't drive by a brother, I do a pull up. Watch out, pop out. Quit with the wham, wham, wham. He need a pull up, you a babe. I am a racehorse brother, I am a pull up. Watch out, tip. My dozy a delicate flower, so I call it tulip. I call it tulip. You devils gon' do what? Devils gon' do what? Do nothing but shut up, just like I said. Your who would go up? Yeah, to go up. And I'm about to pull up, I'm about to pull up. Sipping that fire, yeah, yin. Toast to the victory, toast to the victory. I be like, yeah, yeah, yeah. To that contradictory, yeah, yeah. A man know his history. And the saint know his mystery. We know the mystery. Yeah, the ruach they sent to me. Yeah, it was sent. He done gave an epiphany, I wanna be paid for my wrongs, and you shouldn't pity me. Never should pity me. If it ain't righteous in your songs, then you get the Jiminy. Devin and prick. Fake one get no energy. They get no energy. What they do doesn't limit me. Do away with the finicky. They the whole limit tree. Shout. Hating this flag on the plate. Watch for the penalty. Watch for the penalty. I'm on my job every day to earn a few centuries. That be for help.
Big guy, big top, big chain, big watch, big fringe. Don't take this world, just watch. Big drip, big script, big flip, big gang, whole world, bow down, Israel, true kings. Big guy, big top, big chain, big watch, big fringe. Don't take this world, just watch. Big drip, big script, big flip, big gang, whole world, bow down, Israel, true kings.
Toddler Chasers.
Hey, homie, I heard you were an Israelite. Young Dizzle. You will listen.
Uno to the dos to the tres. Cuatro to the cinco to the seis. That way. When you double up, that's la docena. Dime, como se dice, that's a threat. Hace calor. Doce, 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 doce. Super Hebrew got my father with me. That's why these clowns don't wanna bother with me. You best believe I got a bottle with me. And you can bet it ain't no less than 50. Que onda, hago esto por mi raza. Todas estas otras razas son caca. Soy Israelita, that's on French gang. We pulling up shooting from mid-range. Tribal society, we 12 much. No apologies, no running with our tails tucked. Nope. 10 tribes, time to stand up. Israel, it's time to man up. Uno to the dos to the tres. Cuatro to the cinco to the seis. That way. When you double up, that's la docena. Dime, como se dice, that's a threat. Hace calor. Doce, 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 doce.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My spirit shine brighter than the VBS. Ice finna to pour me back to Israel. Soy Hebrew.
Fabian, maybe seated. How y'all doing? Man, it feel good to be here. See another blessed Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Indeed, indeed. Man, always a pleasure to see each and every one of y'all. All praises, all praises. Good to be seen. Definitely always want to take the opportunity to acknowledge our guest. Man, my guy back there. All praises, man. Man, all praises. Appreciate you coming out, man, spending this Shabbat. He hit me up yesterday like I'm coming through, and here he is, man. All praise be to the Most High, man. Pleasure to have you here. Indeed, indeed. And then we got some others over here as well, some faces I haven't seen. I don't know if you guys are, that's his family right there. All praise be to the Most High. All praise be to the Most High. Indeed, indeed, indeed. Then we got our sister over here. She's still with it. Yeah. All praise be to the Most High. Okay, for sure. And last but not least, this is not a visitor, but a new member. Well, he's technically been here, but this is his first time here out of the womb. We got a new addition to the family. All praise be to the Most High. New addition to the family. All right, let's get it in, man. How y'all feeling? Y'all feeling good? And all praises, all praise. You know what? I can't forget you. I'm almost feeling like you already a member. Give it up, yeah. You already know. All praise be to the Most High. How y'all feeling about Biden winning? Huh? Y'all feeling all right? Are we happy about that? Huh? We feeling good and excited. I hear they got flags and having a good old time. Happy that Biden and Harris made it into office, right? They finally got the last electoral votes, right? I don't know what the holdup was. If all they had to do was give them electoral votes anyway, I don't know what the holdup was. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. They gonna make money. You already know that. It ain't no getting unless the getting is good. So here's the thing. They put us through that whole little ensemble, made it seem like, oh, so much suspense, told us it was going to take probably a couple of months before they could actually count the votes. Now, mind you, if you had been listening, they told you that the people's vote is what's known as the popular vote. That vote doesn't even count. It's always the electoral vote. Why did it take them so long to make up their minds? Then they make it seem like Trump is so adverse. I don't even know if I believe that, to be honest with you. Yeah, and I can't care too much about it, man, because, you know, they going to do what they going to do. Ain't that right? This one thing that we got to understand. Watch this. Go to 1 Corinthians chapter 10. Yes, sir. You said what? Butt on his lips. Oh, for real? Oh, butter. I thought you said butt. Oh, yeah.
He said he got that too.
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Oh, yeah. His words are definitely smoother than butter. You already know that. 1 Corinthians chapter 10. I said, that's a new one, butt on his lips. 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 21.
Book of 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 21.
Uh-huh.
You cannot drink the cup of the Lord.
Uh-huh. The cup of the Most High, the cup of the King, right? The Most High and the King, Yahweh Shai, right? The one that the world calls Jesus Christ. You can't drink that cup. And what else?
And the cup of devils.
And the cup of devils. Can't drink both of them. You got to either drink from one or the other. Which one are you drinking from? Our people seem to be out here drinking from the cup of devils. They celebrating, happy, had all of these threats about what's going to happen. Some of it might happen. It is what it is. But guess what? What is a devil? We always talk about it. A devil, a deceiver, right? But even more so than just any deceiver, a devil by definition is a false accuser. A false accuser. That's what a devil is. A devil is somebody who will falsely accuse you. Accuse you of doing something and being something
when you are not that, when you did not do that, right? Is it right for me to call this man a devil? Somebody might have a problem with it. Is it right for me to call the, what is this, the 42nd? 46, oh my bad, the 46th president, Joe Biden, who has to be a whole lot better than Donald Trump. I mean, look at Donald Trump, he's petty. Look how many different scandals he's been caught up in. Nobody can be worse than Trump. All of the Twitter wars, Twitter beefing, right? Biden's got to be better. And he was the vice president to Barack Obama, the beloved of the nation, right? How can I call him a devil? Well, what is a devil by definition? A what? A false accuser. Let me ask you a question. Has Joe Biden ever falsely accused anybody or stood behind people being falsely accused? Ooh. Is that on record? We happy about a devil getting in office? Are you serious? How many of our people have gone to prison behind his policies, things that he's pushed, that he's put his name on? He was what's the word I'm looking for? Not even just a co-signer, because before you take things through legislation, what's the word I'm looking for? He was a part of the actual lobbying of these bills. Not only did he partake in actually being a part of the writing of some of these bills, took him through the whole process to lobby him, to get him passed through Congress and the Senate, right? And took pleasure and even had his remarks in seeing many of our people going to prison for minor offenses. And of course, they got all of these different shows. I can't even keep up with how many shows they got out about how many of our people have done so many years in prison when they were falsely accused altogether. But he stood behind this and he bragged about it. Y'all heard that one clip? He said, if you don't vote for him, you ain't black. It's good. It's a good thing that we ain't black anyway. We Israelites. Straight up. You ain't black unless you vote for me. You serious? Are you serious? Then he got Kamala. That sound like the wrestler from back in the days, he got Kamala Harris. Hey, don't you talk about Kamala. You can say whatever you want about Biden, but don't you say nothing about Kamala. She one of us. Man, how many people of our people have she put behind bars? Biden running with Hillary, running with the Clintons. I could do a whole lesson just off of the Clintons alone. I'm telling you, she's got a serious hatred for her own people. And she seems to identify more with her mother's people than her father's people. Straight up. Yeah. And then the thing on top of that, man, I can go on and on. You talk about Biden, all of the different clips where you see him inappropriately dealing with women underage. It's just so much to take in. So much to take in. And then all of the policies that he's pushed in terms of disarming, which is against the Constitution at its finest. The Constitution talks about us having the right to bear arms. But he's been an advocate, right? A champion, if you will, for taking guns out of our hands. The right, the ability to defend ourselves. That's a lot to take in. Read that one more time out. 21.
You cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils.
Which one tastes better to you? Our people, man, they loving that cup of devils. That devil's cup, it must taste good. They licking their lips, asking for seconds. Can I get a refill? Go ahead.
You cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and of the table of devils.
You can't be partaker of both. You got to choose up. What you choosing? Watch this. Go to Proverbs 26. He does what? Oh, yeah. Trump did, too. He was playing hard to get. Trump probably done plugged a couple himself. Yeah. But, they played this Democrats and Republicans game. They play that game. But watch this. This is really what it is at their essence. Proverbs 26, and I want 24 through 26. Go ahead and read that for me, please.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 26, and verse 24.
Yes, sir.
He that hateth dissembleth with his lips.
Dissembleth with his lips. That word dissembleth, when you look it up, it actually means what? Disguise. He that hateth, he disguises it with his lips. That's what that means. So these people, right, will tell you how much that they're going to do for you and how much they're for you, and we're all one, and the American people, and this and that. But all the while, they really hate you. They reject you. They can go many days without looking at any one of us. That's the truth. So they dissembleth, meaning they hide, they disguise their hatred with the things that they say. Oh, they got a good game. A lot of lip service. They'll have you believe. Like, what has Joe Biden promised that has our people feeling so good? Huh? And now my question is, for everything that he promised, what's so different from him than every other president before him since you've been living? Every last one of them promise you about the same stuff, and they be all lip service. Bunch of lies. How long we gonna be fools? Has anything changed in the hood? We right here in the hood right now. What's changed? Not a doggone thing. Go ahead and read.
He that hateth dissembleth with his lips, and layeth up deceit within him.
And he laying up deceit with them. They always got something deceitful that they up to. They gonna make it seem like they doing this and doing that, but behind closed doors, they doing all kind of other things. Watch this, read.
When he speaketh fair, believe him not.
See, here go the thing. The title of today's lesson is, Better the Devil That You Know Than the Devil That You Don't Know. Boy, you thought Trump was something. You thought Trump was something. At least you knew what you was getting. But I'm talking about Biden as a vice president, because the vice president, if I'm not mistaken, the government for the most part is broken up into three different branches, right? You got the executive branch, you got the legislative branch, and you got the judicial branch, right? Within the legislative branch, you got Congress, right? The Senate. So if I'm not mistaken, the vice president pretty much is the head of the Senate, right? So they have a say in a lot of legislation, right? So now, what kind of stuff was going on when Obama was in office? How many cartels got funded and got a lot of the stuff that they now have? They got military grade stuff, allowing them a lot of times to even kill their own, in some situations killing their own people, killing us, genocide, right? And it was found that it was even called Operation Fast and Furious. The Obama cabinet, the administration got caught red-handed. And it wasn't called the fifth, but they did something that was equivalent to pleading the fifth once they went to trial. And pretty much it got absolved. And he walked away. Got caught red-handed doing it. This is a part of Biden's legacy. How many people got killed during the Obama administration versus the Bush administration or versus the Trump administration? Believe it or not, if I'm not mistaken, the numbers seem to go up when you got a so-called Democrat in office. Because the Clintons was putting in work while everybody was talking about he the closest thing we got to a black president. He smoked weed and everything. Boy, the Clintons did a number, especially, what country was that? Haiti. They did a number on Haiti. So we got to wake up. Read that one more time, verse 25.
Verse 25, when he speaketh fair, believe him not.
When he speaketh fair. Because it ain't about Democrats and Republicans. It's about white folk and us. Israelites and Edomites and all of the nations in between. Somebody out there might say, no, white folks, no. Well, we're going to see what this Bible say. When they speaketh fair, the Bible says, believe them not. Why?
For there are 7 abominations in his heart.
7 abominations in their heart, meaning their mind. They got all types of things that they stirring up. It's never just one thing. It's always this, and that. And when that happens, that'll cause that. They're thinking 10, 20, 30 years ahead. We barely can think 2 minutes ahead. We so caught up in right now, feeling good right now. I'm telling you. Go ahead, 26.
Verse 26, whose hatred is covered by deceit.
Hatred. This is the second time the Bible's saying that. His hatred is covered by deceit. If you're foolish, you miss it. Because you couldn't believe it because he covers it so well with his deceit. He'll give you everything you want to see. Yeah, we watch some of it, but don't be fooled. I ain't too caught up in the bubble. Lakers want it. Dodgers want it. You can't get too caught up. Go ahead.
His wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation.
His wickedness is about to be showed in front of the whole nation of Israel. Go from there. Go to the book of Psalms, chapter 55. And let's get 20 and 21.
Book of Psalms, chapter 55, and verse 20. He has put forth his hands against such as be at peace with
You know what's so crazy, man? Our people really be trying to be peaceful. You know what? We'll be at war with one another, but we ain't hardly ever at war with him. Our people love this white man. Love his dirty draws. I'm serious. How many times are we going to war with them? How many times are we going and disrupting their lives? How many times are we trying to take what they have from them versus us, the hell that we cause each other? We constantly causing each other hell. We are our own worst nightmare most of the time. You ain't worried about white folks, you worried about your own robbing you. Right? So now, when the Bible say, look, he have put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. Man, we be minding our own business. How many people on camera of our people have you seen slaughtered, minding their own business? But he liked to hunt. And he liked to do it for the thrill. Go ahead.
He has broken his covenant.
He broke his covenant because he swear up and down. Every covenant that he's forged, he always breaks. This covenant of us being Americans, this bond, and we all one. Don't believe it. Just like in the Apocrypha, they say, oh, we all one people. That's an old trick from way back in the time of the Greeks. We ain't one people. We ain't never been one. You ain't never treated us like one. And we be a fool to continue to believe that we are one people. You ain't an American when you get in their liquor stores, I guarantee. You ain't an American when you be in their department stores. American is the last thing that's coming to their brain. You a nigga and a Mexican. That's about all you are. You ain't American at that point. I'm American. Oh, here go the other one. I'm a human. I'm a human. Ain't no human to them. They see you as exactly what I said. Straight up. So here's the thing. Put forth his hands to such, forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. Here's another thing. All right. All of this that's been stirred up about the militias. You got folks that just want to live, of us, of our people. We just want to live. We just want to be whoever we think gonna give us peace. And the thing is, they keep messing up because the only somebody that's gonna give us any kind of peace is who? That's it. You keep looking. Bible says we keep looking towards a nation that cannot save us. You steady looking for peace. We just want peace. If Biden's going to be the one and Donald Trump made it hard for us, well, if Biden's going to be the one, then I want Biden to win. Folks wanted Biden to win even more because of the threats. Well, they say if Donald Trump don't win, they're going to start lighting us up. Man, I hope. Playing with our emotions. And then they made so many people want Biden so much and feel like that's the one that we endorse, to the point a lot of our people are going to be willing to take so much from this devil just off the strength that they feel like he's who we chose. We didn't choose Biden. I sure didn't choose him. I've been stopped choosing any of these devils. All praises. And true nation choose the Most High. All praises. Go ahead, read. 21. This is the part that you was talking about, huh?
Verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Smoother than butter. Boy, they be so slick talking. Smoother than butter. They'll sell you whatever. They'll sell water to a well. Salt to a snail. Straight up. Says smoother than butter. Go ahead.
But war was in his heart.
But all that time when he was talking that, said the whole time war was in his mind. He's sitting up there smiling and war is in his mind. He already know what he's going to initiate. He knows what moves he's going to make. And he knows what his cut is going to be, because they always going to get a cut. You ain't going to be a president and don't get something for your services. Straight up. Go ahead.
His words were softer than oil.
Softer than oil. It don't get no softer than oil. Oil is soft. Go ahead.
Yet were they drawn swords.
But yet, he got swords drawn. He ready to stab you and cut you up. That's what we dealing with. Go from there. Get to the book of Daniel. Daniel chapter 8. And let's get 24 and 25.
Daniel chapter 8, verse 24.
Uh-huh.
And his power shall be mighty,
Uh-huh.
but not by his own power. And he shall destroy wonderfully.
So hold on. Who we talking about? We talking about the same man we been talking about. We talking about the so-called white man. We talking about just Biden, or we talking about Biden and Trump? We talking about they people. Right? See, the thing is, it's going to get worse. Y'all don't expect for it to get better, do you? Bible said it's going to get worse. So how do we expect better from Biden? Come on. Read your book. So we talking about Esau when we reading this. Go ahead, read that from the top, verse 24.
And his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power.
See, that's the thing that you got to understand, because sometimes we give Esau too much props, too much praise. We fear him. Bible says, yeah, his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. Who you think really running this? Most High said, I'm the one orchestrating. Didn't he tell you in his word? He says, I'm the one that set up kings and pull them down. You sitting up here worried and afraid and all of that. He said, I'm the one that's orchestrating this. You already know what it's about to be. It's about to be war. So you might as well get ready. Oh, we don't want no war. And you better get ready. You better be thankful that we got some time. The time is lessening. You ever heard that old saying? What's that little proverb? You had somebody and they was waiting on the Most High. They was waiting on God. They was out in the middle of the ocean, right? So now you got somebody that done pulled up on their boat and they raft or whatever, and they said, hey, need some help? Let me help you out. And what the person that was stranded waiting on the Most High say to him? Nah, you can go along. I'm waiting on God. I'm waiting on the Most High. So they were, all right, well, be safe. They go off. Then somebody else came. Offered help again. They said, nah, it's all good. I'm waiting on the Most. He gonna save me, right? Waiting on the Most High to come save him, right? So they said, go on. Okay, all right, be safe. Had one more person, third person said, all right, hey, I'm here. Hey, you need some help? I see you out here. You look stranded, look famished. Come on board. Let me help you out. No. The Most High is going to come and save me. So then they pulled on off. What happened? Person stayed out there so long they ended up dying. Say by the time they went up to see the Most High in the spirit, looked and said, hey, Most High, I waited for you. What happened? He said, I came 3 times to help. So how many opportunities have you had to get ready? How many times on a spiritual level first have you had the opportunity to get yourself together? Go ahead, Doc.
Get the book of Job, Job chapter 33 and verse 14. On that note, while he's speaking on it, Most High speak to us, but how often do we listen? Go ahead and read it, whoever got it first.
Job 33, verse 14. For the Most High speaketh once, yea, twice.
So it said, look, Most High speaketh once, yea, even twice. But what?
Yet men perceive it not.
Yet you perceive it not. God's talking to God. Wait for God to say it. Your brother just told you. Nah, that's not God. I mean, for God to show me. Your sister just showed you. Nah, that's not God. I'm still waiting.
All praises. I appreciate that. That scripture go right with it. Let's go back. You better, we got opportunity to get ourselves right spiritually. And we've also had opportunity to get the things that we need to get together on a carnal level. Remember, carnality doesn't mean sin. Some people have been in the bootleg church too long. Carnal is just anything that pertains to the flesh, right? The thing is, yeah, we in spirit, but we are still in this flesh. So the Most High and his son, our king, gave us instructions. What did the man ask Yahweh Shai? As a matter of fact, before he asked him the question, Yahweh Shai gave the decree. He said, look, he said, I don't care what you got to do. You sell you a garment, but get you a sword. Then the brother came and said, hey, I got two. And then Yahweh Shai said, that'll do. The Bible is telling you, get ready. For real, get ready. Some folks are saying, oh, it's all in the spirit. Yeah, so how many wars did Israel fight in this book? Huh? How much bloodshed has happened in this Bible? We got to be wise. We can't be no fools. And you definitely better not go out before it's time. But I'm going to tell you, yeah, you better get ready. He gives us instruction on what we ought to be looking for and what we ought to be doing. Go ahead, Aki, had a question. Nah, that was a physical sword. You got to have both swords ready, your spiritual sword as well as your physical sword. Khan, go ahead.
That's in Luke 22 and verse 38. That scripture he was referring to.
God, because the thing is, and I know it ain't a comfortable thing, man. It's things that I read in this book that were uncomfortable, especially when I first read them. And it's really disheartening when you feel like you ain't got yourself together, right? For me to sit up here and talk about health and getting yourself right when I know I ain't healthy, that's difficult. Believe it or not. I can folks be online. Are you fat? You talking about health? Am I lying? Is it true? But I still got to say what thus saith the Lord. And then I just got to get my stuff together. Same thing as far as being prepared on that level, not just with weapons, but I'm talking about surviving. Talking about what the Bible said. He said we need to be like pilgrims. What's the definition of a pilgrim? One that moves from place to place. Them the times, what's going on in this nation right now? I don't know. Do y'all see what I see? Really, what's going on? There's a need right now to, number one, really for real, to be about God's laws, right? And number two, to unify on behalf of his laws, on behalf of this truth, on behalf of this testimony. It's time for us to get it right, because it ain't going to be long. We ain't got time to play. When there are petty differences, when we can put them aside, we need to put them aside. And sometimes you're not going to be able to put certain things aside because your own people don't want peace. Your own people don't want righteousness. But you better do what you got to do and kick the dust off your feet and move along. Because now is the time for us really to connect with one another and begin to build and figure out what we building. I ain't trying to waste my time building and I don't even know what I'm building. Who want to contribute their resources and their money into something and you don't even know what you're doing? We got to figure out what we building, how we building, why we building. We getting prepared. It ain't going to be long before it's going to be time to have that final showdown. And we're going to be on our way back home. Go ahead, finish that. Daniel chapter 8. Verse 24, yep.
And his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper, and practice.
Go ahead.
And shall destroy the mighty and the holy people.
So it says he's going to destroy wonderfully, and he's going to prosper, right? And practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. That's exactly what he's been successful at doing. Go ahead, read.
And through his policy
and
also,
through his what?
And through his policy.
See, that's the thing. He learned. He had to learn through trial and error. One of the most effective ways to stay in power and to conquer is not always through the physical sword, right? That's just a part of it. But the way you maintain rulership is through policy, through law. So if he can enforce his laws upon us, his policies, which is essentially his way of doing things, then he could have success in ruling. And he's been successful. When you look at the so-called presidents, especially the one that's getting ready to be president, one of the things that he brags about are policies that he stood behind. All right? He stood behind certain reform. He stood behind certain legislation, specifically things that were detrimental to people that look like me and you. And he boasts about it. How many lives have been destroyed because of the policies that this man stood behind? Now, I don't know how you feel, because you might not have computed that completely, because you sitting right here and you free. Anybody up in here been a part of the prison system at one time or another? I bet you it hit a little bit more for you, right? Yeah. Here's the thing. How many of y'all have been pulled over countless times and you ain't did nothing? You trying to mind your own business. How many of y'all didn't have the guns drew to your head? Huh? How many of y'all done felt them handcuffs? How many of y'all done been put in that hard cop seat and ain't no doggone cushion? And when you get back there, them cuffs start tightening up.
You said it like they messed up. They ain't put no cushion back.
Some of y'all done been choked out, punched. Wow. It's real out here. So if it ain't happened to you, maybe it might not really click, but I want you to see you got people among you who have felt what he's done and what he stood behind and what he's boasting about. Then he began to talk about how, and he was so vicious in doing so, he spoke about how a lot of our people, especially the young men, just were brought up in a situation where we didn't have the proper guidance. But because of that, we become predators, and they got to deal with us. Sound just like Hillary Clinton. Super predators. Ain't nothing different from Edomite to Edomite. It ain't nothing different. Nothing different. Nah, absolutely. Well, definitely not that. You know, and to be honest, that's just a marker. That's just something to mark them. Because I know some Israelites that look like them. But go ahead, watch this, read.
And through his policies, he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand.
Uh-huh.
And he shall magnify himself in his heart.
Uh-huh.
And by peace shall destroy many.
And by what?
And by peace shall destroy many.
How is he going to destroy many by peace? What sense does that make? Because he'll make it seem like it's peace. You be feeling like when Obama was in office, you felt like you was at peace. But more people died during that time than during the time of Bush's administration. Make you feel like it's peace. And he ain't always got to kill you, you know, by police. Ain't always got to kill you by your own neighborhoods. He kill you by the food that you're eating. He give you a slow death too. He enjoy that as well. TV programming, he destroy your mind. He destroys you in every way possible that you can think of. Go ahead. Definitely through the music. Go ahead. Absolutely. He's the serial killer of all serial killers. He's serial killing like when you look at Bill Gates, that's a serial killer. And he brags about it and is very snug about like it's nothing. Just because his hands didn't necessarily touch the person that lose their lives, he's very much so behind everything that's in play to destroy us. And they got us guessing so much. Is the coronavirus real? Is it not? Well, I know people that did they really? Or did someone tell them, yeah, you got it? Who knows? But I know one thing, what I do know, I know that this Bible is real. That's what I do know. I do know we the sons of Jacob, the sons of Israel. I do know that. I do know that, right? I do know that it's in our best interest to have a sense of urgency and start preparing ourselves because something's definitely on the horizon. Go ahead, finish that off.
He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand.
But he's going to be broken. You sitting up here, a lot of people, they get on the team that they feel is going to win. Yeah, they ain't going to be winning for long. The story is already written. He's going to lose. He's going to be broken. So-called white man. Yes, sir. Without hand. Oh, he's going to be broken without hand. Watch this. How would you break this cup? Typically speaking. But you use your hands, right? All right. The Most High says, I got everything at my disposal. I ain't even got to use my hands. I can use the wind. I can use viruses. I can use the earth. Most High got a ton of ways at his disposal to destroy. And one of the things that the king said, he said that this house is going to be divided against itself, and any house divided against itself can't stand. So while we sitting up here and they've been plotting all of these years and able to keep it together, they really falling apart right now. There really is a divide amongst so-called nation of Edom. Well, no, not the so-called, but the nation of Edom. So-called white folks. There's a divide, a serious divide. When you look at the white folks, and hear them talking about the left and talk about what they believe in versus what other so-called white Americans believe in, it's serious. It's real shedding of blood that's happening. So it ain't going to be long. They ain't going to stand too much longer. But because of that, even more so, they know that their time is short. And they know that everything that they do, they got to make it count. Go ahead, Doc.
Part of the prophecy is, as we start to turn to the Most High and keep the laws, curses start falling on them. As we start to unify, they start to disassemble. They start to become more corrupt, more cutthroat one to another. They start to become the opposite. Friends fighting friends. So all you're going to see is more turmoil amongst them and their people. And that's what you're seeing over the years. They begin to become more hostile to one another. That's intertribal warfare amongst them and their people.
Now I want Psalms 94 and 20. Absolutely. Psalm chapter 94 and verse 20.
Psalms chapter 94 verse 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee?
So the Bible says, shall the throne of iniquity, you know what the throne is, right? Anybody that's sitting on the throne is what? The king, the ruler, the head, right? The leader. So he says, shall the throne, meaning the leader, the head, the top person or entity of iniquity have fellowship with thee, right? So when you look at a president, right? The president is known as the chief executive. We know that the chief executive officer of any company is the what? He's the head. Essentially, he's sitting on the throne, right? He's the leader. He's the chief executive, and he's also the commander-in-chief. He commands the military, right? The president is also called the leader of the free world. So the Bible says, shall the throne of iniquity, in this case, you're talking about the president, have fellowship with thee? Huh? Now, when we talk about America, we talking about spiritual Babylon. We talking about the daughter of Babylon. We talking about spiritual Sodom. We're talking about spiritual Egypt. And he's the leader of that. The Bible says, shall he have fellowship with us? Go ahead and read.
Which frameth mischief by a law.
And he tells you why. He said, this man frames mischief by law. Literally. All of this stuff, because somebody mentioned it earlier about, I think that was Nash, about the LGBTQ community, right? All of the laws that have been put in place to benefit them and their agenda. Come on now. For all of the reform and all of the things and the anti-bullying that they talk about, and how many of y'all watch TV? How many shows and commercials got homosexual activity in them? Do you even have a choice? Only choice you got is to shut it off. Go ahead.
Because even then, I want to read this to better highlight what the brother bringing out. When you define the word fellowship, it reads, the condition or relation of being a fellow, friendly relationship, companionship, community of interest, feeling, communion as between members. So now, are we supposed to be in a place of friendship, communion, the same interest as this man that frameth mischief by a law? Should we have that same union with him? So why would you then try to vote to show some sort of allegiance unto this man that has kindly shown himself he is against you and your people? Who in their right mind, common sense would tell you not to try to put someone in place that is constantly against you. What kind of person would say, I'm for someone who murders my people? I'm for someone who continues to oppress my people and would try to want to empower them. That's why we say we're not for our president either way. It's the lesser evil. Either way it goes, it's still evil. Death by water, death by fire. Either way, I'm still dying. And try to make it sound it's a privilege to be able to choose which way you want to die. You should see it as a good thing. I mean, you can drown or you can burn. I mean, at least you have an option. A choice.
Question. In all of these years of the presidency being decided, has there ever been a time where neither the Democratic Party or the Republican Party, any of their candidates, has there ever been a time that anybody else outside of those two parties have actually won the presidency or even were considered? Well, did Kanye even make the ballot this year? Kanye was supposed to be. He did. He was on there. He was on there for vice president. But see, here's the thing: you got they ain't trying to give you nothing. You sitting up here happy, you happy to support them. They ain't trying to give us nothing. They like, we gonna keep running this. It's only going through these two. Ain't no independent party in the Senate. What's that? The House of Representatives and the Senate. Ain't no independent party that is even considered to even be in a situation to run any of those things or even hold a seat. I don't understand why our people can't see that. Absolutely not. And that's why the meetings is about us, because we're the only ones that ain't there. Go to the book of Zechariah chapter 11 and get verse 4 and 5.
Zechariah chapter 11, in verse 4.
Uh-huh.
Thus saith the Lord, my God.
Uh-huh.
Feed the flock of the slaughter.
Feed the flock of the slaughter. We the flock. Now listen to what this is. We are the flock of the slaughter. We getting slaughtered out here. For real. He's identifying who we are. But watch this, read.
Whose possessors.
Whose possessors. Who possesses us? You still don't feel like you being possessed. You pay taxes, don't you? What you call that? Yahweh Shai gave us the understanding on that. He said, you want to know whether you free or not? Find out whether or not you pay taxes. Yeah, because if you pay taxes, you ain't free. You got a possessor. Who own you? You got a social.
You got to pay tribute.
You got to pay tribute. You got to have license to travel. You ain't free. Who possess us? Go ahead. Absolutely. You paying for coming into this world and you paying for leaving. Somebody's got to pay. And it's even taxes on things that you don't know. They got pillow taxes and closet taxes.
Man, I found out that when you have a baby, that woman actually pays for holding her baby that first time to the hospital. Yeah, they got to pay for that, though. And that's your baby.
Wow. You got to pay for a skin-to-skin experience, in other words. They charge that, and because it doesn't come out of your actual pocket, it may come you know, through your insurance. You don't feel like you being, charged for it. But legitimately, like, Esau is going to get it.
Go ahead, let me hit you with this 85 real quick.
He going to get you. He going to get you. Run that. Go ahead and read that verse 5.
Whose possessors slay them.
Uh-huh.
And hold themselves not guilty.
They kill us and hold themselves not guilty. Biden, he's sitting up there, and you can see it in his face. He feels like he's so not guilty. For all of the things that he's done, he feels like we deserve it. For real. Hold themselves not guilty. When I heard Trump trying to be reelected and some of the stuff he said, he was like, basically, you niggas ought to be happy. I made life easier for you. I did more stuff for you than you've done for yourself. Civilized you niggas and Mexicans. I'm telling you this how these devils think. I'm not even putting the 10 on the 2. And mind you, I'm not one of them Israelites that's going to leave up out of here and I'm super Hebrew and I'm acting funny with white folks. I don't do that because the Bible said if at all possible, live peaceably with all men. I'm going to do them just like they do me. They going to smile in your face. I'm going to be buddies with Todd. Yeah, for sure. But soon as the war kick off, Todd already know who head he trying to chop off. And I do too. Go ahead, Ock.
It's crazy, too, because I'm glad he said it in that way because the way Edomites feel, especially when they run these companies, they feel they're doing you a good service. If you hear the conversation recorded, the things they talk about, they feel, no, we're doing you a good service. You have the pleasure to be able to work for my company. I'm doing a good thing for you. I'm giving you jobs to be able to work so you can take care of yourselves. And when asked, well, don't you feel as if, you're making too much money, could do more to help? What do you mean? We hike up minimum wage. They just got minimum wage hikes. We're sacrificing to pay more for them. And then, besides, if they had all this money, they wouldn't know what to do with it in the first place. I'm doing a service for you. That's how they truly feel. Those are things that they truly say in these conversations. When people ask them questions about all these different Edomites that own these companies, they feel they're doing you a service. Be happy to be here. No different you hear white people. Hey, aren't you... What do you mean? We did you a good service bringing you here. Would you rather be in Africa? Swinging on trees? Aren't you happy to be here? Drive your Maserati, your Benz? A little gratefulness would be nice, please. That's how they feel.
Straight up. And crazy thing about it is everything they got it from us. We were civilized when they was in caves. Straight up. Sitting up here going to stick up their nose at us. Shoot, we in the hood and smelling better than they do. Could hardly stomach the smell of some of them. And that's real talk.
But you know what the realest
They
thing
nastier than we could ever be.
One of the realest
like rotten
things is
mayonnaise.
they stole this country, right? Y'all know if y'all was to steal something and you got caught with that stolen property, you would go to jail for accessory to crime, right? Biden is accessory crime to his forefathers. This country is stolen. And when he said they got everything from us, they got everything from us. Even the patents today, if you go put it through the patent process, America got your patent. And they're going to come out with the same thing you come out with. So everything they got is from us. It's stolen.
It ain't even no such thing as American food. Esau, like, he stole everything. Everything you think that was Esau's first. He stole the identity of the Greeks and the Romans. He wasn't even the first Greek nor the first Roman. Go ahead. Yeah, some not. Everybody's. Yeah, some of them still do. You let them get wet enough, they is. Some of them hide it. They put on the good stuff. They be in Whole Foods. Yeah, they put on. They got the good cologne and stuff. They know how to take care of themselves now. Stuff they hear from. We just now learning how to take care of ourselves because we've been relying on these crooked doctors and pharmaceutical companies for so long. They got that knowledge before we got it again. And they've been trying to, make themselves look civilized and make themselves smell a certain way. But when you really once the perfume wear off, they still smell the same. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. They ain't got the same. They ain't the salt of the earth. We the salt. We the seasoning. We put. Hey. we the Mrs. Dash and all of that. With the real salt, the good salt, the Himalayan salt. Yeah, the pink Himalayan. Yeah, we the real deal. They ain't got it like us. They don't got it like us, man. But watch this. Was that all of that? You finished verse 5?
Nah, the second part of it.
Go ahead.
And they that seldom say, Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not.
You see that? They be feeling like they done came up, they ain't did nothing wrong. Like the scriptures say, they feel like we was bound to go into captivity. We just fulfilling the prophecy. That's it. These are the people that you're dealing with. Go from there. Go to Micah 2. And let's get 1 through 2.
Book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Woe to them that devise iniquity
Uh-huh.
and work evil upon their beds.
Go ahead.
When the morning is light, they practice
They
it.
practicing evil early in the morning. They was up early this morning talking about we going to drop it on them today. We going now you be a fool to believe that I'm telling a lie. That like I'm reaching. They said, "Oh yeah, it's the Sabbath. We going to drop this news on the Sabbath." We going those that's on the East Coast, they already going to be out on the streets teaching Israel. They want to drop it on us today. Had us all in suspense. Go ahead.
Because it is in the power of their hand.
And it's all because they got the power to do it. They do all of this iniquity, this evil, the violence, all because they can. That's it. If white folks really wanted things to be peaceful, they could decide right now, all right, everything's going to be peaceful. No more. Ain't going to be no more senseless killing in the streets. We going to do right by y'all. We're going to tell you the truth. We're going to do our best to give forth reparations and really prepare the culture that we stole from you. All of the miseducation. If they wanted to. Even if they decide they didn't want to, but they said we still want it to be peaceful. How many Israelites do you know that'd be cool? Like, all right, y'all stay over there, we stay over here, we cool. But that just ain't in their nature. They gonna press the issue just because they got the ability to do it. That's it. Go ahead.
And they covered fields. And take them by violence.
Take them by violence. They taking land, property. It don't matter what it is, they take it. They're not taking it today. That was back when they took America. They're not taking it. Yeah, they still taking it. Foreclosure. Woo. Balloon payments. All types of, yeah, they still taking land. They still covered in fields. You know, they decide we gonna build, you gotta move. It's still the same thing. Go ahead.
And houses. And take them away.
And houses, and they take them away. Is that not happening today? Go ahead.
And take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage.
They oppress the heck out of us. How many of y'all feel oppressed? Oppressed. I know I do. I be like, man, can they just let up? They at least owe me this. I remember at one time Trump did some stuff and student loans went up, all kind of stuff went up. I'm like, oh, what? God, dog. Oppress you, but go from there. Go to the book of Job. And watch this. Job chapter 21. Job 21, and let's get started verse 7.
Book of Job, chapter 21, and verse 7. Wherefore do the wicked live, become old, yea, are mighty in power?
He said, wherefore do the wicked live, become old, yea, are mighty in power? So the wicked, they live, and they don't live short lives a lot of times. Look at Esau, man. They live good, full lives. They be old and wrinkled at 40. They live to like 80, 90. Yeah, they be my age looking like they about to give up the ghost. Straight up. But then they live way past that. And they mighty in power as a people. But watch this, read.
Their seed is established in their sight with them.
Their seed is established in their sight with them. Their seed does well. They flourish. They pass on wealth. Right? Business, commerce, power. Go ahead.
And their offspring before their eyes.
And their offspring before their eyes. They get to see their children and their grandchildren thrive. Live lavishly. Enjoy being able to live life. You do know that the life we live is not living, right? This wasn't what was ordained for us. Your foremothers had maid servants. They ain't even have to do all of the chores themselves. We had servants. Today, they got you thinking like, oh, I wouldn't have no servant. That just ain't right. What you think an employee is? Go to the dictionary and get a thesaurus. A thesaurus. An employee is a servant. It's a fancy word for servant. Like he spoke about, they got all of these employees like they doing you a favor. And you like, I couldn't have no service. No, I don't know about that. But watch this, read.
Said their houses are safe from fear.
Ooh, their houses are, how many of y'all got bars on your house? Your house safe from fear? Nah. They somewhere tucked off. They ain't worried about the helicopters every couple of minutes flying by. Go ahead.
Neither is the rod of God upon them.
And then on top of that, look what the rod of the Most High ain't even upon them yet. Yet. But right now it seems like they really enjoying themselves because Most High ain't coming and slapping them with them plagues of Egypt yet. But watch this read.
Their bull gendereth and faileth not.
Their bulls gendereth, meaning they bulls procreate, right? Mate and fail not. They got bulls and cattle and things. They flourishing. They in them countries, in the country flourishing. Go ahead.
Their cow calveth and casteth not her calf.
Go ahead.
They send forth their little ones like a flock, and their children dance.
They children having a good old time, man. They having the kids that they want to have, and they just having a good time. They living life. Go ahead.
They take the timbrel and harp and rejoice at the sound of the organ.
They get to enjoy the music and the festivities and the feasting with one another without issues. They ain't got to worry about their parties being shot up. Go ahead.
They spend their days in wealth.
Spend their days in what?
In wealth.
In wealth. Go ahead.
And in a moment go down to the grave.
And then they don't even suffer for all of the atrocities that they commit. In a moment, it be over. They down in the grave. Feel like they didn't even get punished. Go ahead.
Therefore, they say unto God.
That's why they got this attitude towards the Most High. Read.
Depart from us.
They don't want to have nothing to do with the Most High. They can care less. It's crazy. Like I said, I've had conversations with Edomites, sensible Edomites, and you can tell them this truth and what's going to happen and how they people going to go into captivity and be destroyed. And they be like, yeah, that sounds about right. Makes sense. Because they know right now I'm enjoying myself. And right now, this is not the time. So when that time happens, I'll worry about it then. But as for now, I got a kingdom to run.
remember the dude at the beach?
Yeah.
Man.
Heck yeah. I've run into a few of them. And what I think one of the places where it was most intriguing to really have conversations with Edomites was in college. You know, I had a number of conversations with Edomites on the college campus. And that was their response. And because of that, they're like, what do we need the Most High for? We got heaven right here. We got everything, but that's what was promised to them for a season. But watch this, read.
This is their heaven. They're not worried about repenting.
Exactly.
I said the same thing. Well, it is what it is. I can see that. I can see the problem. I see the judgments falling upon us, but we're good for right now.
Yep.
They'll agree. Now it says, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways.
He said, we don't desire the knowledge of your ways, meaning that ain't going to do nothing for us. I don't have no desire to do what you do. Because they could do the right thing. They could learn how to, like, they were supposed to be serving the Most High like us. They said, we don't have no desire for that. How many people have you run across, especially of the other nations, that even ask you about your fringes and your ribbon of blue? And they're intrigued. Okay, cool. They ask you about your beard. Oh, okay, cool. They ask you about the feast that you. Oh, okay, cool. But they don't have no desire to try to take on your ways. Not at all. Watch this, read.
What is the Almighty that we should serve him?
Go ahead.
And what profit should we have if we pray unto him?
Because that's all that they about. They like, how is this going to profit us? It's crazy because our people don't think like that. How is this going to profit me? That's how Esau thinks. How is this going to profit me? Oh, it's not going to profit me? Then why would I waste my time? Go ahead.
Lo, their good is not in their hand.
Their good is not in their hand. Read.
The counsel of the wicked is far from me.
The counsel of the wicked is far from the Most High. Read.
How oft is the candle of the wicked put out?
So that's a question. How often is the candle of the wicked put out? How many times do they meet their death? Go ahead.
And how oft cometh their destruction upon them?
Go ahead.
God distributeth sorrows in his anger.
Yeah, the Most High does judge. Just because you don't see it, there is judgment that happens and judgment that's coming. Read.
They are as stubble before the wind.
Most High said they're easy burn. Stubble is easily burned. And stubble is of no regard. He says, while you sitting up here tripping off of these nations and what's going on with them, he said, you the one I care about. You the one that everybody got their eyes on. You sitting up here worried about them. They ain't nothing but stubble. They just something to get the fire started. That's it. Go ahead.
And as chaff that the storm carrieth away.
You see that? So easily carried away. Ain't nobody caring about that. It ain't like the storm picked up the whole house. It's some stuff that we can do without. We don't care about that. The Most High said that's how they are in his eyes. Go ahead.
God layeth up his iniquity for his children.
You see that? He layeth up his iniquity for his children. So all of them Edomites that's been able to live throughout this time that we've been suffering and seem to live good lives, guess who all of this payback is lined up for? They kids. They kids about to get all of this. All of it. That's why he said, you gonna hold hands, you gonna join hands with them, you gonna kumbaya with them. He said you would have been better off kumbaya with their forefathers before it was time. He said, I wouldn't want to be nowhere in the vicinity of them because they about to catch it all. They getting all of this. Go ahead and read.
He rewardeth him, and he shall know it.
And he gonna know it. Esau when it hit, he gonna know. Oh yeah, this is the Most High. God, dog. Everything that we did, he finally came back. He finally did what he said he was gonna do. He said he was gonna light us up. He said our kids was gonna be dashed against the rocks. He said he was gonna do it. Make no mistake. I'm telling you. Make no mistake. Go ahead.
Is the part. His eyes shall see his destruction.
Ooh. His eyes shall see his destruction. He's going to see it. And he see that it's on the horizon. We sitting up here worried about the inevitable. And really, we going to face a little bit of something and then we going home. Esau said, this is the end. And this ain't the end of just anything, but this is the end of me having my reign. Now I got to face the most fierce judgment ever. He is not looking forward to that.
He said he got just meditate on it. He has the worst judgment, period, in history. Worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. Worse than the time of Noah. Way worse than.
We. That's why I said.
He got a double portion of what we got.
Listen.
A double portion. Think about what we got. The lynchings, the rapings, the murders. He got a double portion of that?
You know what's so scary about that? There's a scripture that literally says for us not to even worry about the details of his judgment. It's going to be that bad. I can't even imagine. For everything that we went through as a people, I can't even imagine how much worse that can be delved out to a people. Man, I don't want no parts of that. I can only imagine. Oh, man, I can only imagine.
And it's so bad, the other nations are going to start jumping ship and going back home. We're going back to India. We're going back to China. It's too bad here. Other nations are going to be going home because of the hell he's going to be going through. The other nations?
Oh, yeah.
A
lot of them going to get it. They ain't going to get it like him, though.
Yeah. Scripture say going to get their part, but nowhere near like him.
Yeah, a lot of them, and that's why the nations are going to submit. They going to submit, literally. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, they remember it now. Oh, yeah, they know who they are. That's one thing about Esau, man. They keep good records. You can. I'm serious. You can go to the Church of Latter-day Saints right now, and they know more about your family than you ever knew. They got your records, and you can go to the one down on Santa Monica, I think it is. And if you really want to go dig and go way back, go to Salt Lake City. Go to wherever they at in Utah. They hub. They keep your records. Esau got your records. They know who you are, and they know who they are. I'm telling you. So they gonna know. They know. They know what's coming. It's the way it's a secret to us, it ain't a secret for them. Look, you can go and talk to foreigners right now and say, did you know that we are the children of Israel? And they'll tell you, they'll look at you first and they'll say, yeah, I know. And that's common knowledge where I come from.
And others tell me they learned it in 2nd grade. It's no different than you go to school, you learn world history, you learn, okay, the Gettysburg Address and all this other stuff. They learn, okay, the blacks in America, all the people, the other children of Israel and things. But it's like they gloss over it because it ain't us. It's just world history.
Yeah, they not only that, they hide the UFOs because they know them the chariots. Go ahead. Give him a mic real quick.
We went to San Antonio, Texas. What was that, 2 years ago? About 2 years ago, we were afforded the opportunity for this brother, Tazayawan, our bishop, to go to a high school and deal with the classes. Teachers would remove themselves to the back of the class or even go out and speak with other teachers. So we would have a whole classroom of was it middle school or high school students?
The high school, I think.
Yeah, it was a high school, something that would never happen in California, believe that. And he brought the word out so clever in such a way, but it was a blessing, man. So he kind of, in one setting, he let our people know that they were the children of Israel, and on the other side, I remember the one white guy, that one white boy in the front on the left side. I know you remember. I remember. And he knew that we were the children of Israel, and his parents had taught him who he was and what his lineage was. And he knew that we were kind of the enemy, but, the way that brother moves in wisdom, we didn't create an environment that was hostile, but, it was a blessing, man. I know you remember that, T.
I remember that.
Yeah. And he knew who he was. He knew, I don't know, was he Irish or something like that? But he knew his whole lineage.
He knew it.
Yep.
I had to give him his props. Yeah. His family was educating him. He knew. So yeah, they more well put together than what we think. They definitely are more well put together than what we think. You grab that scripture.
Yeah. 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 13. Therefore, be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished, and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved, whose the world is, and for whom the world is created.
He said, don't even worry about it. Just worry about how we going to be saved. Go ahead.
In verse 7 and 8, it says, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders. For I sanctified them for me from the beginning.
See that from the beginning. And he said, the works and what?
By his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed.
So it ain't just faith all by itself. That's why he said, faith without works is dead. Don't let these bootleg Christians tell you, it's all about faith. Yeah, you better tell me what faith is. Got to have them works. Straight up. So go ahead. Let's finish that up real quick. I think we was on 19.
Job chapter 21, verse 19.
Yes, sir.
God layeth up his iniquity for his children. He rewardeth him, and he shall know it.
Uh-huh.
His eyes shall see his destruction, and he shall drink of the wrath of the Almighty.
He's going to drink of the wrath of the Almighty.
All praise.
So do we want to be joined hand in hand with Esau?
No.
I don't think so.
Scripture say those joined unto him going to die with him.
Man, and it's crazy because our people be so quick to trust the enemy. Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 tell you never trust your enemy. Never trust your enemy. Never. Watch this, Jeremiah chapter 13 and 23. Go ahead.
Book of Jeremiah chapter 13 and verse 23. Can the Ethiopian change his skin or the leopard his spots?
Can they? Go ahead.
Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil.
See, he said, man, those that are accustomed doing evil that's in them, like the Bible says, the wicked are estranged from the womb. That's what they were created to be. He tell you in the book of Romans chapter 9 how he created Esau. We sitting up here, but doesn't it? Man, look, Most High said, I know what I created that race of people to be. We ain't got to put the 10 on the 2. You just got to follow the script. It is what it is. Well, I just don't agree with, man. I agree with this Bible. This Bible been solid, so I got to go with it. I can't take what I want and treat it like it's trail mix. Watch this real quick. Go to Ezekiel 33. Yeah, it flew. Ezekiel 33 and verse 15. Watch this.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 33 and verse 15.
Uh-huh.
If the wicked restore the pledge.
Said if Esau, if so-called white folks would restore what they took. Go ahead.
Give again that he had robbed.
Everything that they robbed from us, because you don't understand how much they robbed from us. Not just in terms of intangibles, but many tangible things they've taken from us that they hold to this very day. Read.
Walk in the statutes of life.
And do the right thing. Go ahead.
Without committing iniquity.
Without transgressing the laws of the Most High. Read.
He shall surely live.
He would live. Go ahead.
He shall not die.
And he won't die. If white folks could do that, it'll be all good. But watch this. Go to Isaiah chapter 26 and I'll get 10 and 11. This is the reality right here.
Isaiah chapter 26, verse 10.
Uh-huh.
Let favor be shown to the wicked.
Let favor be shown to the wicked. Read.
Yet will he not learn righteousness.
But he ain't going to learn no righteousness. It don't matter how much favor the Most High give him, you give him, whoever give him. He ain't going to learn righteousness. Read.
In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly.
He can be in the land of uprightness where everybody doing right, they teaching right. He's still going to be wicked. He's still going to find a way to be deceitful. Go ahead.
And will not behold the majesty of the Most High.
And he's not going to behold the majesty of the Most High. I don't care what situation you put him in. It's hardwired in his DNA. He ain't going to serve the Most High. That's what the Bible says. Read.
Yahweh, when thy hand is lifted up, they will not see. But they shall see and be ashamed for their envy at the people.
Their envy at the people. Envy at the people. Read.
Yea, the fire of thine enemy shall devour them.
The fire of thine enemy shall devour them. You see that? It don't matter what situation you put them in. The Bible said they ain't going to do right. And it goes back to the story of Cain. Cain, the Most High allowed Cain to do what he did to his brother. Why? Because if he didn't allow it, it'll be somebody up in here right now talking about that wasn't fair what happened to Cain. It just wasn't fair. He could have made the right decision. How would we ever know? Most High said, you slapping me in the face. He said, I'm the one that created Cain to begin with. I created lions and I created gazelles. The lions hunt the gazelles. They're both flesh. They both breathe. They both have their moments with their offspring. But a lion is a lion and a gazelle is a gazelle. A lion is a predator and a gazelle is his prey. Deal with it.
Well, I just want the lion and gazelle to just be able to get along one day and just be friends.
This ain't Bambi. It is what it is. That's what the Most High said it was going to be. Now watch this real quick. All right? Because people get things misconstrued. Real quick, let's go through this. Give me one of y'all give me Jeremiah 15 and 11. And the other give me 1 Esdras chapter 8 and verse 80. Let me get Esdras first, though. 1 Esdras 8 and 80. Then I'll get the Jeremiah one.
Book of 1 Esdras, chapter 8 and verse 80.
Uh-huh.
Yea, when we were in bondage, we were not forsaken of our Lord.
Uh-huh.
But he made us gracious before the kings of Persia, so that they gave us food.
So that's the thing. A lot of people get that misconstrued. Oh, white folks, I got somebody when like Lil Wayne in that interview. He said, man, my own people didn't do for me and this white person did for me. And you telling me to. Most High said, don't get it misconstrued. I'm the reason why they gave you what they gave you and dealt with you the way they dealt with you graciously. I'm the one that made that happen. Don't get it twisted. It's not by their own merit. It's something that I ordained. If you don't believe it, Bible says 2 or 3 witnesses, right? Get the other one, Jeremiah 15 and 11.
Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 11.
Uh-huh.
The Lord said, verily it shall be with the remnant, verily I will cause the enemy to entreat thee well in the time of evil and in the time of affliction.
You see that? So don't get all caught off guard and get all soft and sentimental when white folks hand you a sandwich. Okay? Don't get all soft and mushy. Like I said, man, if I play video games, I'll be playing video games with them. I got white folks that I know. And when I see them, oh, what's up? Yeah, whoop-de-whoop, cool. That's what it's supposed to be. But you better know who you are. You better know who you are when the time comes. All right? This is the last one. 1 Esdras chapter 5. This is it. We're going to stop on this one. 1 Esdras chapter 5. And let's get I think I want to start at 66. Go ahead.
1 Esdras chapter 5 and verse 66.
Uh-huh.
Wherefore, when the enemies of the tribe of Judah and Benjamin heard it, they came to know what the noise of the trumpets should mean.
Go ahead.
And they perceived that they were the captivity and did build the temple unto the Lord God of Israel.
So they perceived that the tribe of Judah and Benjamin were building up again. Now, mind you, they identified them as what? As friends? As strangers? As what? Enemies. It was already understood. But watch this, read.
So they went to Zerubbabel, then Jesus, and to the chief of the families, and said unto them, we'll build together with you.
But now these enemies said, we're going to build with you. Let us build with you. We want to help your cause. Black Lives Matter. We want to protest with you. Right?
Yeah.
We want to be along with you.
Yeah.
Serious, dead serious, man. Like, here's the thing, man, that you got to understand. All right, cool. We can work at the same place. We can do a lot of things. But the one thing that we can't do, we can't build this nation together. Thus saith the Lord. That's what we can't do. Go ahead, watch this. Read.
We likewise, as ye, do obey your Lord.
Now, they tried to put that in there. We obey the God that you obey. We serve the same God. We believe in the Bible like you believe in the Bible. Read.
And do sacrifice unto him from the days of Azabazareth, the king of the Assyrians who brought us hither.
Go ahead.
Then Zerubbabel and Jesus and the chief of the families of Israel said unto them,
Watch what they say. They're going to drop the bomb on them. Read.
It is not for us and you to build together an house unto the Lord our God.
Told them straight up. This ain't your lane. We got to do this on our own. Period. Read on.
We ourselves alone will build unto the Lord of Israel.
Go ahead.
According as Cyrus, the king of the Persians, hath commanded us.
So now, they should have taken that and said, okay, we understand. But watch what happened. Read.
But the heathen of the land, lying heavy.
So hold on. A lot of people, they don't like to hear this. First of all, they was called enemies. Now they're being called the heathen of the land. We know that the heathens mean what? The other nations. Go ahead.
Lying heavy upon the inhabitants of Judea, and holding them straight.
Go ahead.
Hindered their building.
You see that? They were salty. That's the same thing they be doing with these protests. We with you, and then they be the first ones to start a fire. First ones to throw a brick. Go ahead.
And by their secret plots.
By their what?
By their secret plots.
By their open plans.
Secret plot.
Go ahead.
And popular persuasion.
And what?
And popular persuasion.
Oh, they got popular persuasions. We call that Facebook and Instagram and the media. They got popular persuasions. Read.
And commotions.
And commotions. They be the main one. No, I don't care. It's not fair. Black Lives Matter. You be like, man, they with it. They with it. Man, read.
They hindered the finishing of the building all the time that King Cyrus lived.
See, they want you to build as long as you build how they want you to build. They don't want you to really build. They don't want you to do this. They don't want you to get some real self-worth. They don't want that. When you start building like that and it leaves them out, now they got a problem. They want to sabotage. Go ahead.
It's like the kids, y'all playing. And I want to play. No, we're trying to do it on our own. Oh, man, they kick it over.
Kick it over. I know my son was infamous for that.
Where he at? I just want to play.
He was infamous for that. I can't play. He coming and kicking something, closing something. Go ahead.
They hindered the finishing of the building all the time that King Cyrus lived. So they were hindered from building for the space of 2 years into the reign of Darius.
See that? They held that thing up for 2 years. So don't get it misconstrued. You know, this ain't about no Democrats and Republicans. You know, this ain't even about America. This is about judgment. This is about Armageddon. And we got to prepare ourselves. All praise be to the Most High. All praise be to the Most High. Kwam Yasharala. We got to rise up. Kwam Yasharala. Kwam Yasharala. We got to rise up. We got to do better. All praise be to the Most High.